In a desperate moment of fear and uncertainty, King Saul turns to a forbidden source for answers, summoning the ghost of the prophet Samuel. The prophecy Samuel delivers shatters Saul's hopes, revealing his inevitable downfall and the end of his reign. As the king faces the weight of his choices, a tragic fate looms on the horizon. Will Saul's desperate plea for mercy change his destiny, or is his fate already sealed? The kingdom of Israel was in chaos. King Saul, once blessed by God, now found himself abandoned, rejected by the very God who had once chosen him. Saul's failures were many. His disobedience to God, his fear of the people, and his impatience had all led him astray. The prophet Samuel, the one who had anointed Saul as king, had long since turned his back on him, and Saul could no longer hear from God. The Lord had left him, and Saul's heart was filled with fear and desperation. Saul's enemies, the Philistines, were marching toward Israel, and the weight of the looming battle pressed heavily on him. As he stared at the great army before him, he felt utterly helpless. When Saul saw the Philistine army, he was afraid. Terror filled his heart. 1 Samuel 28:5. In this moment of fear, Saul turned to the one thing he knew he could not trust: the witch of Endor, a medium who claimed to communicate with the dead. Though Saul had previously outlawed witchcraft in Israel, his desperation made him forget his own laws. Disguised, he secretly went to the witch's home, hoping to summon the spirit of Samuel, the prophet who had once guided him. Saul disguised himself, putting on other clothes, and at night he and 2 men went to the woman. 1 Samuel 28:8. The witch, though hesitant, agreed to help him. The summoning of Samuel.
From the depths I summon the violet fire.
As the witch began her ritual, she expected nothing more than the usual tricks of her craft. But suddenly, something unexpected happened. When the woman saw Samuel, she cried out at the top of her voice and said,
"Why have you deceived me? You are Saul."
1 Samuel 28:12. The ghost of Samuel appeared, just as the witch had called. Immediately she realized that she hadn't summoned just any spirit, but the very prophet whom Saul had once disobeyed. Saul, now fearing he had made a grave mistake, begged Samuel to speak. "I am in great distress," Saul confessed. "The Philistines are fighting against me, and God has turned away from me." 1 Samuel 28:15. With no other options left, Saul turned to the one person he hoped might offer answers. His situation was dire, and he desperately needed guidance. Samuel's ghost, disturbed by being summoned from the dead, confronted Saul's sin.
"Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?"
1 Samuel 28:15. The prophet's voice was strong, yet filled with sorrow, knowing Saul had reached a point of no return. The prophecy of doom. Samuel's words were heavy with sorrow, for Saul's heart had long hardened against God's commands. The prophecy he delivered was clear and unrelenting. "The Lord has turned away from you and has become your enemy." 1 Samuel 28:16. Samuel spoke of the kingdom being torn from Saul's hands, to be given to another, a man after God's own heart. The king's reign was over and his failure was sealed. Then came the final devastating blow. "Tomorrow you and your sons will be with me." 1 Samuel 28:19. Saul's death was inevitable, and his sons would fall with him. His dynasty was to be erased, and the prophecy echoed the end of a king who had once been chosen but had strayed too far from the path of righteousness. Saul, crushed under the weight of these words, fell to the ground, his strength fleeing him. Saul fell full length on the ground, filled with fear because of Samuel's words. 1 Samuel 28:20. Once mighty, once proud, the king now lay broken, terrified of the fate that awaited him. His desperate attempts to escape his destiny had led him to a point of no return, and the prophecy of doom was now his reality. The price of disobedience. The witch, seeing Saul's distress, offered him food and comfort, but Saul could not eat. He was in mourning, knowing that the kingdom would soon be torn from his hands. The prophecy had been given, and it was now irreversible. But Saul refused and said, "I will not eat." 1 Samuel 28:24. Saul's heart was heavy with grief, for he knew his time as king was up. His earlier decision to turn to a medium for guidance instead of trusting in God's word had sealed his fate. The next day, Saul would lead his troops into battle against the Philistines, but deep down he knew it would be his last. The Philistines fought hard, and the Israelites fled before them, and many fell slain on Mount Gilboa. 1 Samuel 31:1. As the battle raged, Saul's life came to an end, just as Samuel had foretold. He fell on his sword to avoid capture, and his reign as king of Israel was no more. His death marked the tragic end of a king who had once been anointed by God, but chose his own path over the path of obedience.